everyone. I'm gonna change the title of this though, because I had put this on here while we had a couple experience. When he had came over one particular day, I was in labor, and I was laying on the couch and all this type stuff, and the baby was coming out, and DJ Khaled sat on the couch. Cause I had went to the hospital and they was like, I'm there, and I was there, and they was like, well, you can go. They told me I can go home and just wait till the baby come out. They know I already had other children and so forth. So I'm sitting there like the baby finna come out. So 2 Chainz, Big Tony and them, everybody, grabbing towels and, Kevin Gates over there. I'm talking about everybody was over there. And all this stuff was going on. And one of the guys from Boys to Men, and so forth, because everybody was always around. And we was getting everything together. Everybody was eating at the same time. And it was just a whole, so a lot of stuff. And DJ Khaled had just popped up. So make a long story short, uh, he was like, oh, he said he could help me and so forth. He was pushing my baby back up. I mean, DJ Khaled, so 2 Chainz, we wouldn't call him 2 Chainz then. Tony he was like, nah, let me, what you doing? Why you doing? I said, oh, you hurt me. What you doing? And all the time, DJ Khaled had brought a baby with him too, a light-skinned baby. Now, this was in the 80s, okay? Told you I had a child that got kidnapped. So meanwhile, I told you all about that situation. So after I had my baby and all this other stuff no, I hadn't had my baby yet. Take the back. I hadn't had my baby yet. So all this stuff was going on, and my baby still hadn't came. I'm like, what, my baby? And this, that, and I was like, hold up. So I go to the house, I go home, and this, that, and other. We going back and forth with all this, and I'm having my baby, and I'm looking for my baby now. Meanwhile, Anika and Nikki Riley and them and Vonnie and them all said that D spend the night with them those nights over on Division Avenue side. Now I told y'all in the other video, what's the back? You have to go around the other side to the front, and he always went around there to the other side. Where you have to go in between the buildings to get to the front. Which how he met them, I don't know. So I guess he just wanted to hang around them because they were some big old women or something. Why he committed his crimes, whatever he was trying to do. So let me go ahead and fast forward. So when I come around, like, what my baby is, somebody said he had my baby. So everybody on the side that I lived on, when I lived on Kansas Avenue side, had said that DJ Khaled and them had came over that night. And I'm like, woman, so they was like, and he was talking to Nelly and them, he was talking to that woman, Joyce, that was saying she was Chris Brown mama. So anyway, and what's the name said that 2 Chainz then was like, your baby brown skinned and this, that, and other. That baby was brown skinned at that one. So this 2 different occasions. Now I told you another time I had went into labor, and the lady Joyce and everybody was over there, and me and Usher, Will Terry, me him was walking around, and my water had ended up breaking. And we had seen Cardi B and Offset them and so forth, stuff like that. But I had, that later on that night I had went and laid these 2 different occasions, okay? 2 different occasions, 2 different babies. So anyway, so all this was going on and so forth, and they said DJ Khaled had already had that baby over there. Vonnie knew that too. Vonnie was like, ain't nobody stupid. He trying to convince Vonnie them like, I don't know what I'm talking about or something. Vonnie was like, all us already got kids. What is wrong with you? We know how a baby look at this, that, and the other. And that baby was already over there with them. Vonnie say, ain't nobody on this. Nobody going to no jail for y'all for no stupid stuff like that. What the hell wrong with y'all? So DJ Khaled offered Nika and Nika them some money. Now taking mine. I ain't never been tall. I don't stand over 5'8", and they always have stood over 6 feet. And they trying to fight me or whatever, and I whooped their ass. Is something terrible. DJ Khaled ran. He told he was finna help them, talking about this, that, and he's gonna get a gun. And next thing you know, all the fellas came up. So everybody coming up. I'm talking about everybody coming up. And because Diddy was out there that day. Diddy was in their apartment. He was like, y'all gonna fight her over? Y'all don't even know him. And then he got some. We don't really know you. That we know well. We know you a little longer than him, but this, that, and the other. So all this confrontation going on. So and this we was in a project. So hell of me, it was a whole bunch of guys around and stuff like that. And everybody came up and asked him what the hell he was doing. He had a gun. It was like, what you got a gun for, motherfucker? Because you know what? You came around in Illinois with all that bullshit. You running from state to state. You and these other guys. What the hell is y'all on? And then they called DJ Khaled because I had called. He told me that he had came from overseas, and with him doing what he was doing when the police came, somebody called the police, and we was checking him out. And I had informed the police, the East.St.Louis Police Department. One of the guys had told me, it was like, "Don't you know?" They informed him I'm employed by the FBI. He was like, "Oh, that's all right." He was just telling me how he's from there. It was like, how you gonna sue somebody when you're in the wrong period? You know. Then he gave some name with an ID. The picture didn't look like him. It kind of did, but it didn't. And then his nose looked like it been broke, like it had been made to be skinny or something like that, compared to the picture. And so the people said it was gonna take a while to do a check. And he's sitting there kind of laughing, smirking, telling me something, huh? Yeah, he got to brag about how long it was gonna take, and he probably be gone by then. Won't nobody be able to catch him. So meanwhile, as I told you about what Boost Mobile people had did, how I was waiting for certain things to come in the mail, my computers and stuff getting stolen. Remember, I had told you when I lived at 104 12th Street. Oh, I was very pissed off at him. So that little situations and all that stuff that was occurring, and that other woman that was with Shine and Shannon Norman that went to my McDonald's in East St. Louis with that stuff, and and the stuff that people in Riverside doing with Linda and them and all this other stuff, and they thought that so we're gonna go to what it is. So next thing I know, like I said, they had reported. They was asking me did I really know where he was from. I said, And I said he had contacts a couple of times, said he wanted to do some music or whatever. And come to find out, uh, he had thought the people on the when you get their Visa cards and stuff, and not credit card, talking about Visa to enter into the country.